we're going to look at passing or dealing with the open guard situation from the top position now. So from the closed guard, obviously, it's very different. So his legs wrapped around me. As soon as his legs are open, then I can stand or I can move more freely. Now, in Jiu-Jitsu, the guard is defined as any situation where he has his legs and his arms in between himself and myself, keeping away, keeping control. Right? So what I'm looking to do is take away that control. I'm looking to get past his legs, I'm looking to get past his arms, I'm looking to get past his guard. So this is passing the guard. Right? He has his legs and his arms between me and him. I want to get past his legs and arms. Now there are many, many different ways of doing that. The majority of the time against equally skilled opponents is going to be spent either trying to pass their guard or trying to sweep them and submit them as they try and pass your guard if you're on the bottom. So we can't cover everything in detail. I'm going to look at one very, very simple approach to passing the guard. So again, I want to make sure he doesn't have too much control over me, because if he's holding my collar, he's holding my leg, he's going to limit my movement a lot. So I want to keep distance like here. Now, even if his legs are active, if I'm holding his feet here, now we're going to have a little battle for control. Right? Even if I'm not holding onto his ankles, he's still got all this articulation, right, in his knees and his feet, here and his hips, so he can move a lot. Now you imagine someone's on top holding my ankles here, right? I can move a lot. It's very hard for him to track that here. My legs are pretty strong. Right? It should be difficult for the guy to control there. Their job would be to take away my movement. Now if he could push my heels into my butt here, now my movement's a lot more limited. Right? So I can control from here. Here there's going to be a lot of movement. If I stuff his knees to his butt, it's going to take away a lot of his movement here. Or if I control at the knees and push forwards, again, here, if he controls my knees, my feet here can move a lot. My knees aren't going to move as much here. This is as much movement as I've got available on my knees. And if he grabs my knees either on the outside or the inside, push them to my body, like here, there's not a lot of movement. Even if my feet can move, it's a lot easier to track what's going on than if he's just trying to control my feet, and especially if he's trying to track my movement. So here, I'm on top, I'm controlling his knees, I'm pushing inwards. Now, what I'm going to do here is I want to use my movement to beat his guard. If I'm thinking about using my arms, throwing them to either side, my arms are going to get tight, so my arms are not going to be as strong as his legs. So what I'm going to look to do is lock out my arms here. Nice stiff arm, pushing, leaning, so he's carrying my weight. And what I'm going to do is start moving around to the side. Keeping a straight arm, and then dropping my weight, pushing his legs all the way to the side here. And here, controlling the knees, I keep my legs back so he can't hook onto my feet. If he does that, my movement's going to be much more limited here. Now, keep my hips back as upright as possible, and move around to the side, and I push his legs under there. Here, control, move, I push, and pass his legs here, onto his guard, to the side control position here. Grab his knees, I push, take away his ability to chase me, push him away, and drop down, I come to side control. Now obviously, if my partner's resisting a lot more, it's going to be much, much harder to do that. But this saves us the trouble of going into his guard, dealing with complicated situations here. And at a high level, you'll still see guys using variations of this pass. It's a Toreando or bullfighter pass. Very, very powerful because it retains your mobility, keeps you up on your feet, and stops you from engaging some of the trickier guard situations that are going to be available. Toreando from the open guard.